Yo, what's up family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share to any and everyone that you can, just so we can get out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. After starting the season 5-0, the Boston Celtics are on a 2-game losing streak at the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Philadelphia 76ers. Both games were very hard fought, with the Celtics losing in dramatic fashion. The Celtics went into the Wolves game without Derek White and saw a dazzling performance by rising superstar Anthony Edwards to close us out in overtime. The Celtics did not play that well against the 76ers, but somehow turned it on late enough to make it a close game at the end. The two really close losses has sent most of Celtics Twitter in a frenzy, but I don't think the panic is worthy. In the first 7 games, the Celtics ranked 6th in offensive rating, 2nd in defensive rating, and are number 1 in overall net rating in the NBA. While I don't believe in panicking this early into the season, there are some notable areas for improvement, but the one I can see the most is bench production. I did a video breaking down the Celtics bench guys before the season started. If you have not seen that link will be in the description. But let's look into that bench once more. A guy that has really shocked Celtics fans with his play so far, and not in a good way, is Payton Pritchard. I of course knew that the way he was playing in the preseason, averaging 20 points, wasn't something he was going to be able to replicate because he would have the ball less playing with some of the starting unit, but I did not expect what he's going through right now. Pritchard is averaging 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists per game on 23% shooting from the field and 15% from the three-point line. Alright, I will not judge the entire outlook of his season based on 7 games, but I have to say this is very underwhelming for my expectations of Pritchard. No, I didn't think he was going to come in and average 10 to 15 points right off the rip, but I did expect him to at least shoot good from the field and just have a bigger impact on the offensive side of the ball. He has had some good games where he's filling up the stat sheet as far as assists and rebounds, but majority of his better stat games have come from blowouts. I'm gonna give Payton a little bit more time to prove himself and turn this thing around, but people are already calling for him to be traded. Although my stance of him right now is true, I'm never opposed to getting better, and we will look at some potential trade candidates at the end. A guy that has been the complete opposite of Pritchard so far is Sam Hauser. He also started off slow with Pritchard off that bench the first couple of games, but since then, Sam Hauser has been really reliable. In about 19 minutes per game, Sam is averaging 8 points, 3 rebounds, a steal, and shooting 40% from 3. I've been really impressed by the way he's been sliding his feet on defense the past couple of games. I've said a lot on my channel. I think Sam is a better defender than people realize, but he's just not athletic or strong enough to stop guys, even if his defensive position is good. Although I think that is true, he's done a really good job of maintaining ball handlers these past few games. Kornet has been okay at best. He had one really good game against the Nets where he went 5 for 5 from the field for 11 points and 7 rebounds. But other than that, his stints have been unimpactful. Oshae Brissett has sort of been that 8th man to start the season so far. Honestly, I think he's been good. He's giving you some really good energy on the rebounds, and he's just a guy that's going to give 110% whenever he's out there. The end of the bench guys like Lamar Stevens, Delano Banton, and Neemias Queta have seen little to no action this season. I really don't know why Lamar Stevens hasn't played more, but I do expect him to get the opportunity and keep his spot when he does. Queta has been dealing with an injury that doesn't seem long term, but it has kept him from suiting up most of the season. And Jordan Walsh was a guy I like to potentially have a role off the bench with the big squad, but the Celtics have assigned him to the G League, so I'll be keeping tabs on what he's doing out there. But before we end the video off, let's go through a couple players I wouldn't mind being traded to the Celtics if the bench production continues to lack. First off is the most popular trade candidate of the Celtics, Caruso from the Chicago Bulls. As a Laker, Caruso started off as mostly a mean player, but he's really carved out a role for himself as one of the best defenders in the current NBA. So far this season, Caruso is averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, on 59% shooting from the field and 44% from 3. I do expect the shooting to come down a little bit as he has been around 37% for his career from the three-point line, but this would bring the Celtics another all-defensive guard who uses his IQ on both sides of the ball. He really understands how to play a role and carries himself with a no-plays-off mentality. I won't be going over specific trade packages in this video, but Caruso makes $9.4 million over the next 2 years, so the Celtics will have to package multiple players and picks for Caruso. Next is Isaiah Jackson from the Pacers. Ajax is an uber-athletic rim-running / shot-blocking big who I think the Pacers like, but but it's kind of getting pushed out with the current bigs they have on the roster. Behind Miles Turner and Jalen Smith, he's only appeared in 3 games for the Pacers this season. He's averaged 15 minutes in those 3 games and has put up 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game. This trade is unrelated to what I'm about to say, but I've been seeing a lot of Celtics fans starting to question whether Al Horford is the same guy, and I've seen some call for him to be upgraded. A couple things I will say on the Al front is that he is shooting pretty bad from 3 as of right now, and the impact has been inconsistent from game to game. Even for a pro like Al, starting and then coming off the bench every other game with injuries and lineup changes can hinder a guy's consistency. As of right now, I'ma just bank on this being a beginning of the season thing and not an Al Horford is declining thing. But if it does become a father time taking this toll situation when it comes to Horford's impact, there are bigs that can help us. Next is a really underrated guy in my opinion, and that's Trendon Watford. Watford was a regular rotation piece for the Blazers last year, appearing in 62 games. In 19 minutes, he averaged 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists on 56% shooting and 39% from 3. He was surprisingly waived by the Blazers in the offseason and picked up by the Brooklyn Nets. This season, he's only appeared in 3 games, but in those 3 games, he's averaged 7 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, a steal, and shooting 58% from the field and 50% from 3. Watford is a big body 6'8" forward who has real skill and agility for a guy his size. He can really pass and rebound the ball, and he's someone I think can do a little bit of everything when given a chance. Despite the percentages, I wouldn't say he's a sniper from deep, given his attempts per game are low, but he definitely is capable. My comparison for him would be a smaller Nas Reed. Again, a big body guy who can shoot, handle, and pass, and they both went to LSU. Obviously, Nas is better, but I don't think Watford should be rotting on somebody's bench. Brad Stevens seems to like guys who have played good against the Celtics, and last year, Watford fit that bill. In 2 games against us, Watford averaged 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. Last but not least is Chris Duarte. Duarte is a former lottery pick by the Pacers and was traded in the offseason to the Sacramento Kings. Despite this only being his 3rd NBA season, Duarte is 26 years old, and I think this can help us. This experience mixed with his shooting/scoring ability can really fit in on a contending bench. In 16 minutes a game, Duarte has been a little off to start the year, averaging 5 points and 2 rebounds on only 33% from the field and from 3. He's only shooting 5 shots a game, and I'm not saying this is a night in and night out dependable guy, but I do believe this could be a good buy low scoring option for the Celtics. And again, he's another guy that had an impressive showing against the Celtics last season when he scored 14 points in 14 minutes against the Celtics in a Pacers win in Boston. But that's the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share to any and everyone you can, just so we get out there a little bit more. And please comment down below anyone you would like to see the Celtics trade for, or if you think the Celtics are just okay how they are. But this is Nick. I'll see you guys in the next post game. Peace.